In this video, I'm gonna make some fish jerky. I have 1.5 pounds of frozen haddock fillets that I'm going to dump into my 43-degree water bath. And I want to submerge this so that it takes all of the air out. And there we go, air gone. And I've got it floating, so I'm going to give something that's a little heavier, like a pair of tongs, to weight these guys down. I might be riding the struggle bus here. All right, we'll wedge it in there. I don't like the bubbles I'm seeing. Make sure I'm good and sealed. I'll try that again. There we go. As long as it stays. I'll just keep adding weight until I science this thing into the bottom of my cooler. All right, that looks like it's gonna do it. Let this run for 90 minutes to 2 hours to go from frozen solid to somewhere in the 40s. And then what I'll do is take it out and put my jerky mix, which I'll put the recipe in the description of the video. And then what I'll do is smoke it for probably 90 minutes with some alder wood, bring it out, and then put it in a very low oven to continue drying so that it's chewy but not crunchy, if that makes sense. But more to follow. Took around an hour for our haddock to defrost. And so what we'll do, it's still a little frozen, which is kind of what we want when we slice it. Let's see if we can tender it apart. Ooh, that's nice. Trying not to mangle this. We give it some warm water, just to break up the ice a little bit. We didn't quite get it defrosted in an hour. There we go. If you have defrosted fish, what you can do is put it in the freezer for 30 minutes, 20 or 30 minutes, so that you can slice it. What I'm going to do is take this as it's almost defrosted but not quite defrosted, and I'll put it in with my marinade. And the marinade, which the recipe is in the description for the marinade, it's a recipe that I lifted from a couple of different websites. I don't remember, but I sort of took the ingredients from both that I liked and made something that seemed palatable. So I'm just gonna slice my strips and then go in the marinade for 4 hours. All right, in with my marinade. push all the air out and go to the refrigerator for 4 hours, bring it out of the refrigerator, take it to the smoker for probably 4 pans of alder wood. This time I want to run it a little longer in the smoker because I want to do to the fish, which I normally wouldn't want to do to the fish. I want to dry it out. And then once I go through the 4 pans in the Big Chief, I'll bring it into the lowest setting on my oven, which is probably 175 convection. I'll do 30-minute increments until I get the consistency of the jerky that I like. I want it to be dry and chewy, but not crunchy. All right, our fish is marinated for the 4 hours in the refrigerator. So what I'll do is take the fish out, dump it in a colander. And then I'll just lay my fish pieces out on my Big Chief smoking rack with the screen. And next up will be 4 pans of alderwood in the Big Chief smoker. And as I mentioned before, because it bears repeating, I'll bring the partially dried fish in and then finish in a low oven. The lowest mine goes is 175, 30-minute increments until I get the consistency that I like. All right, we're out at the Big Chief. I've got my fish in on the rack. No water pan because I want this to be super dry because I'm making jerky. I have my first pan of alder chips in. And again, I'll do 4 pans, let it get as dry as it can get in those 4 pans, which will be between 3 and 4 hours, depending upon how often I change it up. And then again, I know I'm repeating myself, but after the smoker, I'm actually going to then finish in the oven in those 30-minute increments. All right, this is our 3rd pan of alder. Maybe it's our 2nd, I forget. Doesn't matter because, as I mentioned before, no water pan because I want the fish to dry out because we're making jerky. So because I've lost track, maybe I'll get 5 pans of alderwood. All right, we're out of the smoker and I've got the fish jerky in the 175-degree oven. Our jerky in 30-minute increments. All right, we had about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours in the oven. It's chewy, it's dry. It's not too chewy, but it doesn't break when you bend it. And it's delicious. Fish jerky.